Alright guys, what is up? We are in Tallinn, Estonia. And man, it's been great so far. Gone off the ferry to the station, the trains, the buses where they come in, and I didn't see a single non-Estonian person. It was like, wow, this is how life is supposed to be. This is how a homogenous society is like. Nobody was being loud, nobody's playing music on the speakers. There wasn't any stench in the air of, the devil's lettuce. And it was just great. Now we're just here in the old town, checked into my Airbnb. There's a few guys that texted me already to meet. So we're gonna go see them, just walk around the old town, kind of show you how life can be. So just walking around here in the old town, so peaceful. There's kids, there's families walking around. Man, you could just feel the energy. You could definitely feel it when, there's not these people around disturbing you, or everyone looks very similar to each other, how a country is supposed to be. So it's very, very refreshing. Again, the architecture is amazing. So the Baltics are going to be my last stops here in Europe, and I wanted to save the best for last. Obviously, these countries have their own problems, might be a little small, the economy's not the best, but they're countries that, have kept their population pretty stable, very homogenous. Like in Lithuania, there's Lithuanians. In Latvia, there's Latvians. Estonia, there's Estonians. And it's also beautiful to see. So just want to show you guys, because I know a lot of people watching me, they're from the US. They don't understand how these places can be since they grew up, in the US. And the United States has been so diverse for decades already. People don't realize, you see people that are all one kind, that have the same values, share the same culture, and it's very, very refreshing. So I'm very pleased by Tallinn so far. Only have been here for a few hours, but honestly I can't say any bad things. Cool shop here with some souvenirs, some Estonian, some Viking stuff. So I guess Estonians were Vikings for some part. Some gnomes, and then you have this. Some troll with a big nose. It always makes me wonder and ask the question, why are the trolls always have big noses? Why do they all have a certain physiognomy that looks like a certain group of people nowadays? It's very odd. Nice view up here of this town. And the thing about Tallinn is it's a very small city. Apparently it's 0.3% of all of Estonia, so not big at all. It's very beautiful. It's by the water. Obviously has a lot of history, historic buildings. As you can see here, there's some statues, like some hooded things. So maybe witches or something like that. And another interesting thing about the Baltics, and honestly even some of the Scandinavian countries, is they have a lot of pagan roots still. Like obviously in the Scandinavian countries, there's a lot of Norse mythology, things like that. And here in the Baltics, it's more Baltic paganism, and it's a little different from Lithuania to Estonia and Latvia. But yeah, a beautiful wall or castle here, some fortress. The largest medieval artillery tower in the Baltic states. Maiden Tower. So yeah, there's some towers here. And a beautiful church. It's an Orthodoxy church. Interesting. I did not know they were Orthodox, but it's very rooted in the culture of the paganism. And I wouldn't say I'm pagan, but there's a lot of interesting traditions, such as Christmas or even Easter, that fall on these pagan holidays, like the winter solstice, or there's a summer tradition in the Baltics and the Scandinavian countries where it's like the start of summer. So it is cool to see because it feels more authentic. Like Europe was more pagan for the most part than Christian, and obviously it was Christian, and I'm not saying Christianity is bad or anything, and I would say it was pretty good for the most part when it was like a mix of paganism and Christianity. Like the statues you see, some could even make the argument that Christianity, Catholicism in particular, is a lot more pagan than other forms. But yeah, just went inside the church, wanted to be respectful and not record. But another thing about modern day Christianity, especially Christianity in the US, feels very fake. and no one really even follows, you know, the commandments, the things in the Bible. Most of them haven't even read the Bible for the most part, or know the stories. But when you go into a church like this that has so much history, that took, you know, decades, even centuries to build, you feel the energy, you feel the presence of you just feel the energy, you feel something spiritual. You know, people just thought good thoughts in here. And in the US, it's more like the mega churches, and it just feels fake. They didn't take time to build it. Money was just poured in, tried to do it as efficient as possible. It's just not the same at all. But yeah, the energy of this town in general, very relaxing, very peaceful. You can see the Baltic Sea over there, very close by. It's a great view. One thing I will say about Eastern Europeans in general, it's more like Slavic, Baltic people, is they're not very friendly to others. They're not very friendly to foreigners. If you don't try to speak their language, don't look like them, they won't like you. Which obviously is a good thing if you're not accepting these people who, you know, don't try to learn your language or don't exactly look like you. They're very distrusting people. Obviously that stems from their history. You know, they had a long history of, you know, communism or getting fucked over by other countries like Russia or empires. It can be good, and then it also can be bad. You know, if you visit some of these places, won't be maybe the friendliest people, maybe it might give you attitude, but that's just kind of how they are. Like, even me, I look Lithuanian, but I speak with a slight accent because I don't use language as much as English, and you know, they'll still look at me a certain way, or maybe be a little mean, but otherwise they're friendly people. They're hospitable if you actually get to know them, talk with them, but they just might look a little pissed off at first. Alright guys, what is up? We are in Riga, Latvia. Unfortunately, I didn't get to record much more of Tallinn the past couple days. Well, things happen and sometimes they just don't go as planned. But anyways, we're meeting up with someone here in Riga. It's a nice, calm city, very beautiful architecture, amazing, beautiful people. Went to probably one of the best restaurants I've ever been to in my life. So it's been great. There are a few Indians. It's called Uber Jeets for a reason, right? I've seen a few of them, but otherwise, man, it's a great place to be. Alright guys, we just met up with this Latvian patriot. Do you want to introduce yourself to the people who might not know you?
Yeah, my name is Richard.
Yeah, so you also started a Telegram channel not too long ago, started talking about some of these issues with the migrants, so we could just keep walking. And you know, I went to Estonia, now I'm here in Riga, and in Estonia there was a little less, and here, you know, I got off the train, I saw like a few of the, you know, Indians or Pakistanis, whatever it might be, whereas like 10 years ago, like I wasn't here, but I was in Lithuania, there wasn't any of them. So you said the past few years it's kind of been getting progressively worse, would you say that?
Yes, correctly. About 5 years ago you didn't see any person who is from Pakistan, India and all these countries. And now last about 2-3 years that's getting worse and worse. They're coming in Latvia and Lithuania and all the Baltic countries. So yeah, this problem is getting worse.
And how do they come here? Do they get incentivized to come here? Like, how does the process work?
They are like students, you know. They are studying, but I know how they are studying. They are living about 10 to 15 people in one apartment. Yeah. Don't study, just pay for the school and like just work, something like that.
And does the average like Latvian person, do they think like this is a problem? Do people like care about these issues?
Yeah, most of the persons think that this is a problem because Latvian country and people is pretty nationalist because of our history with Soviet Union and all this.
How about the government? I know you said, sometimes there's problems if you talk about certain issues, and you said the migrant one especially is very, would you say, like off topic? If you post about these things, you'll, get a call.
Yeah, of course. If you have big media, for Latvia, big media,
Uh-huh.
and you are talking about these problems, you have to be very, very careful, and you better have a lawyer, because you can have some problems, they can call you. So I had some problems with police, so yeah.
Do these Indians and Pakistanis, things like that, are they causing any more issues, or are they just here right now? They're working maybe the low-skilled jobs like Uber Eats or cashiers, or are they starting to cause problems? Like, is there grooming gangs yet, or are we not at that point yet?
Not at that point yet, but I can guarantee that 5 to 10 years, and we will face these problems 100%. Because when they are too much, then they start to make gangs, rapes, and all this stuff. About 2 months ago, we had one incident in the city Liepāja.
Yeah.
Some Indian guy tried to get 11 years old girl's number because he wants to be friends with her. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Well, that's that's crazy. Wanting to be friends. What do you think about the people that say, these countries, a lot of these European countries in general, they're not having enough, children. The birth rates are extremely low, and we need some of these immigrants to come in to, help the economy, help work. What do you think the solution to that is?
100%, especially in Latvia and our Baltic countries, we have big demographic problems. We don't have enough children, and young people, young generation is leaving Latvia because of bad economics, 100%. But replacing our nation, our people, it's not a solution.
What do you think a good solution would be? Because I know in I think Hungary, I think I saw in Poland like a few days ago, they they're giving out loans or giving people benefits if they're starting to have more children. Do you think something like that would work?
Yeah, I think 100% money is very important, but we need to understand that propaganda is a very big thing, because most of the countries where there's very many children, there is not good economics. That Pakistan, India, Africa, and all this, we have to change a little bit propaganda about this, because young people think that kids and family, this is problem.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to change the mind that family, children, that's beautiful, that's very nice and very good.
Mm-hmm.
Not only for the country, but especially for our family.
Would you say that brainwashing kind of starts in school, or is it the Western media they're consuming? Why are younger people not wanting families and such?
That's Western propaganda, 100%. 100%.
Are they teaching stuff in school to be guilty of what you did, or is that not a thing?
Not yet, but it's starting. When I was in school, then no, because we didn't have these kind of problems. Everything what happens in Germany, Netherlands, UK, that comes to us after about 10, 15 years. So these problems, what Europe are facing, we are starting to face now.
So we're nearing the city center here, and that's the Azul flag, is that right?
Yep.
And apparently that's the right wing, I guess. Is it like a party, or is it?
That's a military organization from the Ukraine.
Okay.
They started from 2014. They was fighting in the Maidan, in the revolution in Ukraine. And then they went to Donbass. So yeah.
And what is this supporting them? What is this for?
I think yes.
Interesting. And is this a common thing? Do most people support this party?
In Latvia, yes. Most Latvians love Ukraine, support Ukraine.
Uh-huh.
So yeah.
So do the Russian people here have problems if they come here? I know you said a lot of them don't even try to learn the language. Even I was at a restaurant yesterday. I think I heard mostly Russian.
We have about 30% population Russians, and a lot of them are pro-Russian. They don't want to learn Latvian language and all this stuff because of Soviet Union.
Yeah.
Especially the old ones. So, but there is still a lot of Russian people who love Latvia. I know a lot of guys who is in army, and one of my friends called Nikita. He was fighting in Ukraine. He's from Latvia. and he died about 3-4 months ago. So we have good Russian people, but still there's still a lot of people who support Putin from Russians. So yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, so there's actually Russian guys who support Ukraine as well?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, that's cool. And what kind of impact do you think, I guess, the times of the USSR have left for the Latvian people? Would you say they're less likely to trust the government and they're more skeptical of certain things?
Yes, 100%. Especially you can see how people treat the police. If you went to Germany or somewhere else, people like the police.
Yeah,
if you see police, they feel safe. In Latvia, if you see police, you're like, oh, okay, I will leave. Something like that. So yeah, in our mentality, Soviet Union fucked up a little bit our mentality, 100%.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that in like the Western countries. Like people love the police; they're so trusting of them, even though they're arresting them for like tweets or whatever. It seems like a lot of these Western countries, things have been good for too long, so they think like nothing really bad can happen. Whereas some of these Baltic countries, the Eastern European countries, they were just fucked over. Like their parents or grandparents literally just went through these things, so they know what can happen. It seems like. And is this the Freedom Monument?
Yes.
It says Tievzeme un Brivlai. I know that's fatherland on what?
Freedom. Fatherland and freedom.
Fatherland and freedom. And what is this for exactly? Who is that up top? Do you know?
I can't explain it in English.
Okay, fair enough. That's pretty cool. And what are these soldiers here doing? Are they just for show?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. What would you want to say to the Latvian youth, I guess, especially young men? If you had to leave them with one final thing, what would you tell them?
Have honor, love your country, love your culture, and be strong. And we will win.
Solid. And if people want to find you, I know you're starting up some Instagram, TikTok accounts. Where can they find you? Maybe your Telegram channel?
Yeah, I will give you my maybe Telegram channel and Instagram.
Thank you for joining me, and thank you guys for watching. The next and final stop in Europe will obviously be Lithuania, and hope you guys have been enjoying the Europe trip so far, and see you guys in the final video.